Hi, Soul Family. Welcome to Sedona. We haven't gone out hiking. It's pouring buckets right now, which I planned on. I like the rain. It relaxes me, and I sleep really well in the rain. And as much as I love my cats, they keep me awake all night long. So I'm still trying to catch up on my sleep. I've spent quite a lot of time with my soul sisters, up late at night having pajama parties. And I've got to start honoring my body, right? And I'm gonna get outside, but I always do a reading for myself for the day, and I haven't done one. So I got a new deck. It's called Moonology. I resonate with it because I'm in a Pisces moon. I'm also a divine feminine, who's the moon goddess, right? And this time, like whenever I travel, I always bring my decks because I end up working a little bit while I'm here. And I brought out a couple different decks that I don't normally have. Just looking to see over here. I have the ones that I work with every day because they're quick and easy and doesn't require a lot of thinking, and I have to act quickly when I do my readings online. So the decks that I brought are Animal Dreaming Oracle cards. They resonate for me with Sedona. And Heal Your Vibes. And right now, you know, everybody, I mean, every day of your life, you can do with healing your vibes. But especially right now, we have to do whatever we can to heal ourselves, right? And keep ourselves up, our energy and our positivity and our focus. So I went to Crystal Magic. It's one of my favorite places to come when I'm here. And I bought my deck, and I bought some crystals, and I bought a few things for Soul Family. And one of the crystals that I was drawn to, and I don't know why I didn't know about it, but now that I think about it, yes, I guess I do know about it, but I looked at it and it grabbed me. It's blue coral. But what's so interesting about this is I'm very careful when I leave. If I were to take anything from the ocean or from anywhere, to make sure, especially the ocean though, that there's no little guys in it. Because I brought home a shell and there was nothing that I could see. I put water, dumped it, nothing. All the way from the coast, and I was oh gosh, like an hour and a half inland. And all of a sudden, this little hermit crab started coming out, and I thought, oh my God, he's gonna die. I have to take him back, but I had to go to work the next day. And I told my friend, I was crying, I was hysterical, I didn't want him to die. And my friend literally came and took him from me and drove him all the way back and put him in the water for me. So I was looking at this, and there's a little piece of red in it. There is, and I don't know if that's a little piece of a little crab. I kind of feel like it might be a little creature, which he now lives with me permanently. And there's another little stone inside. It's interesting. Look at the shape on top. It looks like a little anemone, like it's and this is coral, so that does look like an anemone though. Like it's oh sorry, I've got something on the stove. Like it's petrified, right? So blue coral, I don't know, it's just amazing. It's got all kinds of little features on it. And when I looked at it last night, I was showing my soul sisters, and I saw the sun and the moon together. You see them? What's interesting to me is the moon is generally the divine feminine, right? But the moon, as you can see, is the round blue face, and it's a new moon that's wrapping around that moon. And so I thought, and you can see the eyes, it's actually a cat if you look at it. And I thought, that's interesting. I'm the cat. And I'm the moon, feminine energy, right? But my twin is in a Pisces moon, and he is also a cat. And the moon is shining behind. It's interesting why that sun is dark. So that, I don't know, came up for whatever reason it is for you. And then I got another piece. I've spoken before about black kyanite, and every shaman and every teacher, healer, should have black kyanite. You can see it's in the shape, I've shown you guys before, of a black cormorant, which is incredibly important to me. And I was drawn to it because I needed it. You're drawn to what you need, right? So people have asked me, what crystals do I need? And I said, I wouldn't ever presume to tell you the crystals that you need. You need to be shown yourself. You walk into a store and you allow your body to move there. Well, I was standing looking at this, and I didn't hear it, but I just knew. And I looked up to the fellow and I said, do you have any Moldavite? And he goes, yes, it was right behind you. I thought, that's why, because it was pulling me, right? And so I looked at it, and I went straight to this one, and I said, is that Ganesh? And he said, no, I think it's a Buddha. It's literally a piece of Moldavite, and they carved it. I mean, it was $250, but it was beautiful. I saw it right away, Ganesh. I don't have great eyes, obviously, right now because of my glasses, right? And I walked away, and he took it out, and he said, it is Ganesh. No, it's not. It's Buddha. And he's showing the other guy, and it was Ganesh. And I said, that's funny. I said, he calls to me all the time, everywhere. And remember when I got my first Moldavite piece, it was, when I didn't even realize until later, it was the perfect symbol of Ganesh. The ears, the trunk, and I put it on a ring, and I wore it when I was in Wisconsin, and someone touched it. They touched the stone, and it fell off, and I lost it. And I thought, maybe I'm not supposed to have it, right? So I walked away from it, and I didn't get it again, and I kept getting from other spiritual people that they would say to me, do you have any Moldavite? Moldavite's really powerful for me. Now, Moldavite is it's a piece of a meteor that's fallen from the sky. It has a very high vibration, and it's a wish stone. This brings about, I mean, you think about wish upon a star, right? It brings about fulfillment of your wishes. It's a very mystical stone. And so I went back to my spiritual shop, and I looked up to see if they had any more, and I got another piece, and it was exactly, again, the exact same shape of Ganesh. And I'm like, everywhere I go, I see Ganesh, everywhere. And he says, well, he's working with you. And I said, well, we do the same work. So it's removing obstacles. I do that work too, right? So I thought that was kind of fun to be shown in that way, that it was Ganesh's energy that was working with me, right? Because I like to know who's working with me. So what's interesting about this particular piece of meteor is that it is known to be the Holy Grail stone. It's a transformation stone. It's magic. So I said, can I have that little dish in the back? I wasn't going to spend $250 because to hold a little stone. It wasn't even wrapped. I guess it could have been wrapped, but so I pointed to a dish, and I said, can I have the whole dish so I can look through them? And they said, sure. So he pulled out the stones, and I wanted to see what animals I would see in them. And one of them was, instantly I saw a falcon. And it was a big falcon. It was a peregrine falcon. And so I put that aside. It was a decent piece. It was probably 4 times the size of this for the same price. I don't know why. And I'm getting messages. And then I saw this one. And when I picked it up, I said, I see a wolf, which of course is incredibly powerful and important to me. Can you see the wolf? This is his nose, that's his ear. He's facing forward. And then he shapeshifted into a horse. And then as I was holding him, I realized on one side, he's a wolf, and on the other side, he's a lion. I don't know if you can see it. It was very clear for me, and I said, this is the one. The 2 people connected to my past lives, many past lives. One is symbolized to me as the wolf, the timber wolf, and one is the lion. And I came in with the lion people. I'm Lyran, starseed, and Pleiadian, and it's kind of a melting pot, right? So it's the feline race, basically, and I've always been, and Pleiadian and Atlantean, and I've got a mermaid on one hip and I've got a cat on the other. Years ago they were got, and I had no idea why. Of course, I was being shown. And So these ones have been involved in my past lives for a long time, and I'm done with my karmic lessons. I'm done with the karmic ties that are holding me back and causing problems. So I saw that one afterwards. What I saw first was my girlfriend wanted me to find her angel, rose aura quartz, not angel quartz, rose aura quartz. And they didn't have rose aura, they had rose angel aura. And what it is it's just a quartz, and then they spray it with other minerals or other gemstones on it. And I said, oh, I don't like manufactured anything. I like, raw, natural, organic. And he said, yeah, I used to feel that way too. And a lot of people were, hung up on that. And he says, but it's an intention. And clear quartz is an intention stone. You put anything on, any intention that you want, you infuse it into clear quartz. It's also an amplifier of other crystals. So think about this. When they aura a crystal, they spray all these other crystals on to this one crystal, clear quartz, which is the amplifier. So all of those properties are amplified. So if you want to work on, like say that they had pink, right? That would be love. If they had green, which is love as well, healing. They have gold, self-worth. They had silver, purification. I was drawn instantly to the silver in the silver druzy. Instantly, I loved it. And I said, that's interesting. I am drawn to that. But I'm not drawn to all of these flashy colors. I wasn't drawn to it. It looked too fake to me. But so I walked away. And when I walked away, I was holding one. I looked at this one. And I said, this rainbow, and rainbow's very important. I have rainbow sisters, the rainbow people, the rainbow story, the prophecies, and rainbow's very important to me. It keeps coming up again and again. It's how my mother speaks to me from spirit. She shows me rainbows. Rainbow child. And you think about the 7 angels that represent the rays of the colors, and you think about your 7 chakras, the main ones. So I looked at it, and this one is one that breaks karmic ties, ends karmic cycles. And I said, wow, if I were to get one of these, that would be the one. But I didn't want anything fake. So I walked away. And as I walked away, I was walking around the store, and I looked back, and I put it back. There was nobody else in there. It's kind of like with my necklace that's, the Joy Guides took away for almost 2 years. And they just gave it back. They took it from the pocket that I left it in and put it back in the pocket that I left it in. Amazing. I looked back, and this was lying on the floor. And there was nobody else in there. And I went over to it, and I thought, okay, I guess this is the one I'm supposed to have. Now look at her. Can't you see this angel, how free she feels? She's got one arm, she's like this. She's free falling. Look at her hair flying out from by. It's like she's taking a leap of faith, right? She's free. She's finally free. She broke free of those karmic cycles. It's amazing. So and then I brought my my mother's pink tourmaline in white quartz, silver clear quartz as a charger. This is an incredible stone. Love is the most powerful energy of all. So any crystal that's pink is going to work with your heart chakra and promote peace and calm, which is what we need, right? And love heals everything. Illness, bullies, anger, fear, frustration, doubt, whatever, love. You inject love into a situation. Whatever the situation is, it improves it, right? So there's that. So we have the 4. Interesting. I was about to go for something else. Now, I was going to say, the first one that I got, the black cormorant, this is my spiritual twin. The black cormorant represents my spiritual twin. It's black. And this represents me. They're both black kyanite. This one has been infused and showered with rainbow light. This is still protection and healing and powerful. But this one is playful and childlike and free of what anybody else thinks or feels. Free to do what spirit wants her to do. So think about why you would choose whichever of these items that you would choose. These are the 4 items that we have in front of us. What's nice about the Moldavite is that once you make a decision and a choice to do something in your life, it's such a magnetic and magical transformation stone that it starts about right away and creating change in your life that you've asked for. It's very, very powerful. It's also a good stone to help you connect with your own aura if you're finding difficulty. So those are the reasons. Some of the reasons, some of the things that it's good for. Correct for neutrality on all levels. I mean, obviously, as one of the most powerful stones, it dispels and removes and protects from negative entities. Think about that, because it comes from a meteor. So that's any energy that comes out from any star, planet, system, and ours, right? Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the blue coral, what is the message for today for you? What animal speaks? The possum. I love the possum. I saw a dead one on the way out here and I said, oh, I'm sorry. And then I thought to myself, you know, when they get hit really quick like that, they don't feel anything, and now they're off to their next job. But it was a message. The one playing possum, it's dead. It's over. Playing possum is over, right? This is about a new opportunity, or seizing an opportunity, or seeing the opportunity in front of you. When I look at possum totem, I think of trying something different. It didn't work, did it? I think of there's a little meme that I saw, and it's the Grim Reaper standing in front of a ghost cat that is lying with its head down, like, not lying, but covering over its dead body. And the Grim Reaper said, did you try to cross that busy highway again? And he said, no. Reminds me of something that I asked somebody once. They were told by their guides not to do something. And I said, you didn't do that, did you? And he put his head down and he said, no. Because couldn't look me in the face and lie to me, right? So you tried to do something and it didn't work, right? It's not working. So it's time to change something else. You need to look at around you, see where you're at. I need to get out of here, right? Get outside, because I'm not going to get any opportunities sitting in here. Well, I mean, spirit could literally knock on my door if they wanted to. But you're being asked to remember who you are and why you came here and what agreements you made before you came here. The opportunities that come to you at this time, they're going to help grow you. They're going to help enhance you. I'm looking at the side here, on the side of the card, and I'm just looking at the crystal right there, crystal tower. There's a mountain that you climb before you get to the top of that crystal tower. It looks like hematite and pyrite mixed together, which is protection, strength, powerful psychic protection. So you're protected as you climb these mountains of challenges. It's telling you that for you to recognize an opportunity, you need to be open to it. You need to be willing and ready. Bring it, right? I'm ready. Bring me the opportunity. I'm looking. My eyes are awake. I'm paying attention. I'm listening. I'm paying attention to the animal messengers. I was doing a reading with somebody, and right as I was doing the reading, a coyote walked right in front of this screen. I grabbed my phone, and of course, I got up. I was so quick. I was so excited. I knocked my chair. And when I knocked my chair, he scampered off. But he was so close to me. He had no clue that I was watching him the whole time. And he was beautiful, and he was little. He was young. And he ran across the road, and I was saying, don't you go after any of my neighborhood cats. Don't you go overtaking anybody's babies. Go. And so I got back, and unfortunately, it wasn't recorded. Every time I have a very close encounter with a very, very powerful totem messenger for me, it does not record. It's only for me and them. So the coyote is the trickster. The coyote, you think about this one. Somebody's tried to do something. It didn't work, right? It was telling me either laugh at your mistakes and move forward. The sooner you can learn to laugh at them, the better it'll be, right? We all make mistakes. But it's also telling me, is someone tricking you in your life? Is someone trying to be deceptive? You think about Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, right? I have somebody who's chasing me, constantly chasing me. Doesn't matter what I do, they just keep chasing me. They will not outrun me. I am the Roadrunner, right? So the only time I will be caught is when I turn around and I want to be caught. So it's not working. There's a trickster in my midst, right? But the trickster also represents the Heyoka. The Heyoka is the most powerful shaman. They never tell that they are a Heyoka. They're much too humble. They're very wise, knowledge beyond their years. And what they do is they trick you into doing what you should have done all along. They laugh at you, they tease you. They're kind of like a joy guide as well. So I have all of those messages as I'm sitting here looking at that, but that was an opportunity for me to examine what was going on and how I could apply that in my life, right? So like I said, the opportunities bring you the ability to enhance your skills and your talents and to grow you. It also shows you a time that you're going to look at things deeper in a way that you didn't look before, like this, right? Automatically, I would have dismissed this. Nope, I don't want any generated, man-generated. And what I said, which was very interesting, I said, I don't want any altered stone. I don't want any altered crystal. And yet I know that the crystal that I get has been altered, and that's what I want. There's a message, a separate message to that. So the opportunities come, and just because the opportunities are in front of you doesn't mean that you won't miss them. Doesn't mean that you'll be able to handle them. You have the ability, but you have to apply yourself. Remember, this mountain, it's a big mountain you got to climb. You are protected along the way, but you've got to put work, and it takes courage. This one looks a little timid, holding on to that branch, holding on to that family tree. You need to let go of that, right? It's also telling you that you got somebody riding on your coattails. You might have a freeloader in your midst, taking advantage of your energy, taking advantage of your kindness, that trickster that came forward. Oh, I'm cute and I'm beautiful, and I know that you love, these animals. And some people know how to talk. Some people are very adept at manipulation because they've done it their whole lives. And as empaths and as ones who focus on the light, we want to see the best in you. We don't want to see that you can't understand and that you won't turn around. We keep thinking that, if we're an example and if we show you and if we are long-suffering enough, you'll figure it out. But it's not our job to change anybody. It's not our job to fix anybody. It's their job. And so you got to look at it and decide, okay, when is enough, right? When is my light being taken from me? When is the reason this one is black, that is devoid of all color? We were both once like this, but this one has been working for others and has had his light stolen. So much so that there's just, you can see it in the light outside, but it's hidden underneath all of this soot, this dark, toxic debris. You've got to understand, when is enough? When am I tired? When am I exhausted? When am I cranky? What's going on with me? Why am I feeling this way? Your light's being taken. Your light's being sucked up by this freeloader. There may be someone living in your home, living on your couch while you do the work. I watched an example of someone yesterday who was working, and they had a dirty hippie following them around. They weren't working. And I thought, go wash your hair. Your hair is your psychic antennae. Clearly it's all gunked up. He had his hair in dreads, but they were filthy and they were naughty and they were disgusting looking. I've seen dreads. They're clean and neat, right? They weren't. So possums don't like bright light. It's hard on their eyes. That's why they're out at nighttime, and when the light comes and they freeze in the road. It's really quite sad. So I don't want to put a negative spin on the possum, because there's a wonderful message about possums too. They're amazing mothers. They care for their babies. They carry their babies, but sometimes that talks about enabling, right? And not allowing them to learn on their own. So with the possum not liking the light, they won't like your light either. They won't be illuminating your path. They soak up or sponge your light. So visualize from your body, if this is you, turning on the light, and your body starts emanating this vibrancy. And it's bright, and it gets brighter and brighter and brighter, so it's blinding bright light. Pretty soon, you surround them with that. Everywhere you go in your room, every time they come up to talk to you, you emanate bright light. Shoot it out, blinding light. Pretty soon they'll leave. Their energy will leave. So, I'm rebuilding my, I don't know, Spirit's telling me there's something else going on right now. and I'm kind of like in flux. But I was taking my trailer apart, and I was going to take it all down, right down to the foundation. And because the foundation was fine, but I'm not quite sure what's going on underneath it, underneath the foundation. The foundation itself is okay, but I'm not quite sure what's there. So Spirit says examine the foundation. Examine it and ask them to help you examine it and see if something needs to be readjusted. Okay, your vibe for the day. Trust your vibe. For those who chose the blue opal, mentors and role models. So you may have a mentor or a role model coming into your life. That might be your opportunity. Or maybe you're being called to be a mentor or a role model. Or maybe you already are. There's alcohol right here. There's a moon and there's a sun. Darkness and light. Night and day. This is a light switch. You are the light. You're the energy drink too. Could be an energy drink too, right? But whatever it is, you are speaking your truth. You are surrendering to Spirit and allowing them to guide you. You have a rainbow of light coming down around you, and your chakras are all highlighted, and you are growing. Look at the growth. This is, you are being watched. Be an example. People are watching you. Correct for neutrality on all levels. I don't read. Oh, this is the next card. I don't necessarily read what the deck says. Just depends on the amount of time I have to do to speak. Moonology. Okay. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the blue opal, I almost called it the blue opal. This is blue opal. It's blue opal or Peruvian opal, which is the same. It's the dolphin stone, the mermaid stone. Correct for neutrality on all levels. It's funny, hey, that my mermaid stone was taken away from me because I needed to come back to myself. I wasn't valuing myself enough. I was putting too much emphasis on my twin soul, on other people. And the emphasis needs to be on me, right? We all walk our own path. You need to love yourself more than anyone first. And then you're able to love and understand and give from your surplus, right? Correct for neutrality. For those, do you want to pop it? Okay. I'm looking at this moon right now. It's incredible as I'm looking at this moon upside down. And the eyes are so vivid. They're standing out. I mean, there's literally 2 eyeballs looking at me. It's incredible. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the blue coral, luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius energy is forward movement. I'm an Aries and a Pisces moon with Gemini rising and Gemini Venus. But I am also aligned with Artemis of the forest. Artemis of the hunt. I am the protector of the forest. I grew up with the forest. I'm Welsh. I've seen her. I've seen this flaming bow. So I'm connected to this Sagittarius energy. So that's why I don't like doing the whole, your zodiac, whatever. This is Sagittarius energy. This is outgoing, excited, adventurous energy. You've pulled your arrow back and you've let it fly and you've allowed Spirit to direct it. And because of that, I don't like the word luck. I don't know why people put that up there. But fortune is on your side at this time. So that's freaking awesome. New moon in Sagittarius. So at the time of the new moon in Sagittarius, luck will be on your side. And now, opportunity will show itself. So for those who chose the pink tourmaline, I just heard I did. Oh, that's interesting. What? This is interesting. It looks like a Cassow-ary. Cassow-ary. It looks like a big turkey, isn't it? Like a wild turkey. We just got a message. We just got a message from the trickster. It just came out. The trickster is a dog in the desert. This one is overconfident. He's made many mistakes. It's time to learn from them. If you wish to learn, You need to try a different approach. And this was literally bookmarking it. Spend more time to create your future. So that came up for the last message, or for whoever. I just was speaking about the trickster, right? I have to listen to this reading later to hear what I'm not hearing as I'm channeling. So this one, he's all hunched over. He's got a blue throat, a blue head. He's got a gold crown. So he speaks the truth. And he's adorned. He knows his sense of self-worth. He's been crowned. He's got red from his ears, ear chakras, and down the front, red. He knows his sense of self-worth, his own sense of pride. So the message about this one is respect. You're being asked, look at the size of his talons. When you look at him this way, it looks like the top of that dinosaur. What is that? Plecosaurus? I don't know what it is. So this is talking about Mother Nature. This is a very unusual animal. It might be from Australia. I'm not quite sure where it's from. But it's talking about respecting Mother Nature, which is awesome since I'm here. Respecting the earth, right? When you step into their, like that coyote, he wasn't in our territory. We have encroached in his territory. So I wasn't going to throw a rock at him, you know, don't get the cats or whatever, but we're right in front of the mountains. Like, where are they supposed to go, right? So when we step into their land, we need to respect their land. We are their visitor. Whether this is water that we drink out of the lake or the stream, or whether this is a flower that we pick. When I pick my sage, I say, you know, I'm being asked by Spirit to collect this sage, and I don't take very much. I take a few little pieces from each bush. I thank the sage, and I bless it, and I say, I mean, obviously this is why you're here. This is being used to clear sacred space and to bless. So when we drink fruit from the water, from the ocean, when we eat fruit, when we pick anything, we have to be grateful for it. When we take in the sunshine, we have to be grateful for it, right? We have to honor it. And we have so many lessons to learn. I mean, that coyote was beautiful. It came so close to me, and it brought me a lot of messages, and it's continuing to, right? So this is talking about how you need to pay attention to your own sacred space and how you respect and make sure it is respected. We talked about somebody who's a freeloader, who's sucking somebody's energy, right? Not respecting. We must respect the space of others, but we must have the same boundaries for ourselves. The woman that owns this place, she was going to be my landlord. I stay here all the time. I know her. And I had all the curtains closed. I was doing a meditation, and she said, I wanted to come up and blah, 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 and, you know, I want to do this, and I said, I'm not available right now. I'll be available later. I'll let you know. But that's not usual for me. I would normally jump, and I would, you know, want to oblige somebody else. But I've learned now, too many people get used to me being obliging and giving of myself, and they drain me, and they overstep boundaries, and they have no respect for boundaries. They don't get it because I don't enforce it. So I do now enforce it. So this isn't just this is our possessions. This is our body. Like, you've all probably been in the company of people who are very touchy-feely, right? I have a bubble around me, and you don't come inside of my bubble. And if you're talking to someone and they back up, respect the fact that they're telling you you're too close, right? Don't. I'm a hitter. I don't mean punching, but I do punch. Like, I'm like, no way, or I'll smack. I've done that, and when I'm comfortable with somebody, I touch them, and I did this just yesterday when I was here. This guy was hysterical. He was in front of me, and he bought these 2 eyedroppers, and I thought he was going to get, you know, silver solution or something to drop in his eyes to help, you know, keep his eyes clear and safe. And I said, what are you going to do with what are you putting in the eyedroppers? And he goes, they're actually one-hit wonders. He goes, you know, instead of buying a $20 pipe, he goes, I can just use this glass. And so he's telling me, and he starts to laugh, and he says, I'm just being honest. And I said, it doesn't bother me, it's fine. Smart idea. He goes, $2, and I get 2 one-hitters, right? And I'm laughing, and I said something else, and he said something back. I can't remember what it was, and I said no, and I went like that, and he went like this. He was big. He was a tall guy, but he recoiled so fast, like it was like that, and I thought, wow, I need to be careful. I was playing, and I said, I'm sorry. I said, I do that, and he goes, no. He goes, no, it was a reaction. He goes, I like your energy, and I said, I just thought about that though, because he literally recoiled like he was going to be hit, right? He's obviously been hit. And I thought that was not only going into his space, but that was aggressively going into his space. So I was like, ugh, that's hard for me because I'm so bubbly and outgoing, right? When I feel comfortable with somebody. So we have to respect other people feel that way as well, but we have to let them know. It can be in a nonverbal way, like kind of backing up, or like, or if somebody lives with you and they're using your things, it's not okay. Those are your private things. It's not okay for them to take them and use them. Even if it's your family, it's yours. So we're taught as kids, we got to share, and we're taught that we have to put everybody else first. No, but then we forget about ourselves, and we're not respecting ourselves. So anything that's associated with what belongs to us, like my body, right? You're not going to come up. I used to have all the time. And maybe it still happens today. Clearly, if it happened today, I'd knock the guy out. But anywhere I would go, if we would go to a club or go dancing, or we were around a lot of people, a guy would come along and smack my ass or pinch my butt. And the person that I was with, who ended up being my son's father, he ended up in jail almost every night because he'd knock him out. And he'd fight with me, and he would say, you must have looked at him. And I said, I didn't do anything. I was just freaking walking. But he felt that he had the right to touch me. He had no right to touch me. And at the time, I wasn't quite, I started to become, but I wasn't quite as, I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know how to respond to it. It's to the place now where, I would turn around and I'd say, who do you think you are? You don't touch me. You have no right to touch me. If I say you can touch me, you can touch me. If not, do you know how many people have been sexually molested? I have been, right? And people that have been hit and abused, I have been. People that have been stolen from, I have been. Friends, family, disrespected me, no boundaries, I have been, right? All of it. It's not okay. And so when you finally get to the place where it's enough and you have learned how to love yourself more than anyone else, why is it all about you? Because it is all about me. Everything in this world is about me, just like everything is about you. You learn, and then you start treating yourself and everyone else differently. But it goes both ways. It can't just go one way, right? And it really doesn't matter to me what you think. I don't need to defend my position with you, or why I do this, why I feel this way, and what I believe. And neither do you. If you don't agree with me, we will agree to disagree. So in order for people to respect you, you need to radiate that, and you can. You can give off an energy without even speaking. Like if I'm in my head thinking, and I'm in deep thought, people can see that, right? It's like, no, if I'm not in the place where I don't want you to approach me, you'll feel it, and you won't. If you're smart, it won't go well, right? So you can put that energy off that says, don't even come near me. You don't have to give them a dirty look. You don't have to flip them up. You don't have to do anything. You can just be like, no. Another thing that I was telling my soul sisters last night was, I am the magician. I disappear. I am the Cheshire cat. I'm here and then I'm gone. I dream of Jeannie. I am bewitched. All of these things, all of these people I was associated with and called as I was growing up. You look like Elizabeth Montgomery. You're like I dream of Jeannie. And I said, I wish I could do that with my nose. And the Cheshire cat, they disappear and then they come back. They disappear and they come back. You can put, and I've done it, a cloak of invisibility around you. Spirit does that for you with certain crystals that protect you from psychic attacks. You ask for, you can test it, try it. Go into a public area. Before you go, ask Archangel Michael to cloak you in an invisible shield of protection that no one can see you. And you'll be able to move in and out without anybody even paying attention to the fact that you're there. You can choose that energy. I don't want to interact with anyone right now. I don't want to be spoken to. I don't want to be seen. I want to be just left alone. And then you pull your energy in. But I have a huge energy. I walk into a room, my energy is like, boom. But what if I don't want that, right? What if I want to go unnoticed? I need to pull my energy in. And we can do that. It's pretty cool. So what is your vibe today? Correct for neutrality. My vibe today is quiet. You can probably tell in my voice, right? I was listening to another reader, and this person is incredibly connected, and yet when this person is acting silly, I don't connect with them. They're laughing and joking through the whole reading, and there's so little that's said about a message. I love stories. I listen to mostly the readers that tell stories like I do about their lives, the things that they've done. Because I can relate to that. I understand it, right? But when he's flip and making sexual remarks and I don't know what that is. I don't know if, sometimes they need to improve ratings and sometimes they need to appeal to a different amount of people. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't appeal to me. When he is very, very, and he says, I'm really tired today, or I'm really, I've got a lot on my mind today. Best readings ever, on point, because he is absolutely being channeled. He's not interjecting. It's just like, because he doesn't have enough energy on his own to do it. Spirit's doing it for him. It's amazing. Downtime, how applicable is that? You've been in a rat race, on that hamster wheel, going around and around and around and around and around. You need some downtime. You've been burning the clock at both ends, burning the candle at both ends, right? You went from full to empty. Number 3, the Ascended Masters will take care of you while you take care of yourself, while you have some downtime, while you have that introspective time. The Ascended Masters, most likely one that you know most, as in my mother, my grandmother, my sister. I keep seeing the fuchsia flower. I saw it the other day when I was speaking to my landlord when I did a reading for him. And he didn't know what it was. He said, what's a fuchsia? My mother loved fuchsias. So it's probably a message to me when I look at that as her speaking. But she's not your mother. So it's a vivid color of red and purple. Red, passion, right? Purple, spirituality. To me, the root chakra and the crown chakra. It inspires confidence, assurance, and maturity. So to me, it's mature. Self-respect and knowing when you have reached your limit and you need to refill is a sign of self-respect and maturity, right? You don't have to run and run and run and run and worry about your bills when you know and you understand and you trust that the Ascended Masters are working with you, especially if it's one of your parents who loves you more than our Heavenly Father or Mother, than our earthly mother, father, right? The sundial is at 11 o'clock. Is it 11 o'clock at night and you're still working? Yep. Right? The sunflower is an example. The sunflower hangs its head when the sun goes down. And when the sun comes up, it follows all the way across the sky. It literally follows. And then it goes down when the sun goes down. I talk about doing walking retreats on the land, and it ends at sundown. Unless we're going to do a ceremony under the full moon, it ends at sundown. Because it's time now. Like, this is now sacred time. This is the time the animals come out. This is their land now. Work is done. So if I'm in a place like Sedona, there's mountains around. And when I lived in Upper Sedona, we lost the sun very early, right? That's what I would have to consider when I was living in wherever I live, right? The extent of time that I would be there. But the message is, not only are you supposed to work. It's just like the farmers, right? They get up when the sun comes up, they stop working. When the sun goes down, they go to bed, they rest. There's a balance. We don't have a balance anymore. Now it's 24/7. I work all the time too, but I'm learning. I take a break. I had to. Spirit beat it into my head that I needed to take a break. I'm supposed to be out walking, but I'm working. But I'm getting my message for the day as well. So this is solidifying that there is no rush. I'm not on a hamster wheel. I am taken care of financially. I can stay here as long as I want. My landlord's fine. The room is open for another 5 days. I'm good with it, right? So I don't need to rush. I'm going to get out in those mountains. I knew it was going to rain. I wanted it to rain. I wanted it to rest. I wanted me to rest. But the sunflower also looks up to spirit for guidance, always. From the time that you wake up in the morning until the time that you go to sleep at night, you're looking to spirit and listening to what spirit has to say. Correct for neutrality. And in your dream time, you're listening as well. Do you know that you can go to sleep, before you go to sleep, put an intention on your dream that you're going to manifest something in your dream. It's something I need to do, but it happens like one of these cards. I gave one of my soul sisters a message, and the message said that at 5:48 or 5:28 a.m., she was to act. She was to take action. And she's got illness. She's got disabilities. And I thought, she's not going to be up at that time, right? So I said, before you go to sleep, the night before, on that date, because that's the date she's going to act on what it is that she's asking for. You want to infuse into your dreams. You can ask Archangel Michael to come and enter your dreams with you, be with you, protect you, and you're going to manifest. You're asking your higher self to work and manifest. At that time, I need to be cognizantly aware, this is my intention. This is what I want. You can manifest while you're dreaming. I'm very awake in my dreams. I'm extremely lucid. So right now what I'm looking at outside is a mixture of rain and snow. It keeps trying to snow, which means it's going to snow tonight for sure for me. Correct for neutrality. It's tried. I've seen the flakes several times, but still a little bit too warm. If I went up a little bit higher into Flagstaff, or even halfway up the mountain, which I'm thinking maybe West Fork Trail, there'll be snow. Nothing will come of this situation. Void, of course, moon is the message. Nothing will come of this situation. So either there will be no fight, there will be no problem, or you're not going to get anything from this. It's time to move on. It's time to open yourself up to opportunities, right? It's your message. Okay. For those who chose the Moldavite, or the wolf, lion, or the shooting star, whatever it is that you wish. Correct for neutrality. What is the message? Didn't think this was going to be as long as it is. I want to wrap this up by an hour, so I'm going to step it into high gear. Spider, weaver of dreams. I like this. So the spider is red and purple. Same two colors, right? Root chakra and crown. Sense of self-respect and pride, as well as spirituality. You're connecting to whatever is most important, to the highest self. Every day, a spider weaves a new web. Did you know that? They don't use the same web twice. Those are cobwebs. Those are old. Dust gets caught in those. So this is reminding you that you are the creator of your dreams. Now, I didn't choose I wasn't focusing on the numbers before. Spirit didn't jump them out at me, but you might have. But right now I'm seeing 44. So the number 4 says there are angels all around you. You're completely guided, protected, and loved. There is no reason for fear. The number 44 is being highlighted. So in angel numbers, because yes, you can look up numbers on the internet, and there's many, many different meanings, but Spirit knows that I look at these numbers. And so when I look at these numbers, these are the messages they know I will share. The angels are giving you extra comfort, love, and support right now. Ask them for help with everything and listen to their guidance through your intuition. You are the master of your life. You are the creator of your dreams. What's interesting about many of spiders is that they not only create a new web every day, but they will tear their old web apart. So it's kind of like, this is my creation. I'm not going to leave this for somebody else to take and move in on, right? These are all strands of our life. When I look at the spider, the message I'm getting right now is it's time to do some relationship overhauling. It's time to cut some cords, take away some strands, take down, tear apart, and also, as you can see here, do some delicate repair work on certain situations. Some of the strands that the spider will throw out is going to catch something. Some of them they won't. If they throw it the wrong way, it yields nothing, which makes it difficult for them, right? But if they work hard, and they are extremely hard workers, then they will, even if they have lean times, they will be successful. Now, people say, we don't have to work hard. It's not that you have to physically go out and kill yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to mentally burn yourself into exhaustion. You do have to be a hard worker. Mentally, you need to be committed to something. You need to do your work, right? Don't be doing the work for other people. Don't leave your nest and your net for others to catch something when you're the one that's done the work. This is about claiming your own power with the red, right? Knowing your sense of social worth, your sense of self-worth, your own importance, your own nobility. I'm looking at the hourglass center, and I'm looking at the 8 legs. So 8 is infinitely supplied. The hourglass says there's only so much time in a day, right? It tells you that because when she creates one, she tears down the old one. It talks about you can't open a new door while you still have the old door open. You need to close an old door before you open the new one. People that jump from relationships to relationships are never going to learn their lessons. They're doing it because they can never be alone. They're lacking something. The relationship didn't work for some reason. They need to understand, why do I keep repeating this lesson, right? Shut that door. Don't keep one foot in one relationship and look out somewhere else, right? A lot of people don't want to leave a relationship until they know for certain that it's going to be this here. And it doesn't even have to be with another partner. It could be with a family, right? I don't want to leave my mom and dad's house or my singlehood or whatever until I know for sure what's coming around the corner. Well, none of us know for sure what's coming around the corner as much as we are given glimpses ahead, because Spirit has divine detours happen all the time. So this is about understanding that you're not going to know exactly what's coming around the corner. But you need to believe in yourself and have faith that you are able to manifest what it is that you wish to bring into your life, and you're going to be able to handle the challenges that come your way. You would know this if you had a healthy sense of self-worth and respect for your own abilities, and you were connecting to your higher self, and you had an exchange with Spirit. You were doing your spiritual work. You would know this. You would feel this way. So then you can look at your vulnerabilities, like the areas, because none of us are perfect, right? No matter how awake you are, none of us are perfect. We all have, history that causes us to be and think and do certain things, right? So, okay, this is my weakness. I wouldn't want to call it a weakness, but, this is where I would be more vulnerable. And this is my strength. This is what I'm actually really good at. So how can I use my strength to balance out what this is? By focusing on my strength, by not giving any attention to my weakness, or by recognizing, okay, I'm not very good at this, I'm going to practice on this, I got to do work on that. Like me, respecting other people's, by not doing that. Now, that's also a way of flirting. Other people think. To me, it wasn't. That's not how I understood it. That's not how I meant it. But that's how somebody else might take it, right? You flirted with him. I wasn't flirting with him. Not even interested in him. I didn't even notice him. He said something funny. I couldn't even tell you what color hair he was, if he was tall or, I wasn't even registering in my mind. But it looked like you were flirting with him. No, I need to examine, some things. Right now, you need to face whatever fears that you have. You got to look at them. Okay, why did that person trigger me? Why did that upset me? Why did that hurt my feelings? What part of me is being triggered that needs to be looked at and healed? Don't ignore it, because covering it up or feeling bad about yourself for believing bullshit that people say to you isn't fixing anything. It's just giving them power. People sometimes feel that if they can belittle you, make you feel bad, somehow it elevates them. That only happens because they're incredibly insecure and very, very weak, right? So don't take on, but examine, why did that trigger me? That triggered me because I have a charge on that. I have a negative charge on that, and I need to take care of that. And then I'm going to embrace what my purpose is in life and claim my power. But the fact that the body of this is purple, the body is purple. The legs are passion and purpose and self-importance, healthy. The tips of it are black, which is protection. Body is purple. So the body of me is spiritual. This is connecting to the spirit world. You are not by yourself. You're not weaving this web alone. Why do you think that little opportunity came along right then? Spirit sent it over there. Go down that road, right? A whisper, angels whisper. Go there, go there. When the storms come, have you watched a spider web? I've seen spider webs in freezing snowstorms that hold, and they're beautiful. I've seen spiders in hurricane weather, and they don't rip apart. They're very, very strong. Very fine, but very strong. Which also tells you that if something starts to come apart, there's a problem there, right? Also tells you that if there's a cord that needs to be cut that's holding on and it's keeping you in their sticky web, that is a cord that has been reinforced for quite some time, or with quite a lot of intention, or you have given it power to. You've given your power to it. It needs to be severed. That cord, you need Archangel Michael to help you sever. I hear the wind. I don't see the wind, but I hear the wind. Correct for neutrality. Time for crayons. Yay! Childhood, childish, fun. I'm looking at petroglyphs. I am in a place where there are petroglyphs. The sun is right. That might be a message for you. The sun is right. The dove of peace is pointing to the sun. It's pointing in that direction. It's going right. The right way is peace. Choose peace. I choose peace. That's the right way to go. This person is reaching for the sun. Reaching out. There's growth. There's new growth. From something that was once frozen and cold. Interesting. Out of that frozen cold stone walks a person. And there's new growth. And in front of him at his feet, there is a pyramid emanating energy. Like my friend Ryan, he creates crystal pyramids. They're filled with all different crystals, and they're charged. This is charged. I have them in my house. They're for protection. They're for sending out energy. I want to go to his house. That's a message today. He creates castles. I want one. There's a paint box. It's also telling me that with what's going on right now, and everybody's on lockdown, self-imposed isolation, it's time for you to spend some time with your kids. Right? Get the crayons out. Play with them. Teach them. This is a stick man, right? Doesn't have to be amazing. It's pretty cool though. I like it. Have you ever seen paintings or art that's extremely expensive and it's extremely simple? Because the simple messages are the most important. Smart is sweet and simple, short and sweet. It doesn't take much. There's less is more sometimes, right? It stands out. That stands out. There's stitching that's happened. Something's been stitched up. The number is 6, saying, don't be so focused on this material world. You are a spirit creature and you have spiritual connections. There is a music note here. Music is very important. Singing the blues. Somebody is singing the blues. It's blue. Time for crayons, and the color is red. Bring back your childlike innocence and joy and zest for life. Enjoy the simple things. Notice the simple things. Focus on peace. And the right way to go is to embrace the sunshine in your life in any way, right? Growth, happiness. The sun is always happy. It's also telling you that you are very worthy. You deserve downtime. You deserve peace. Because that's your solar plexus, right? It's also telling you need vitamin D from the sun. You need to get outside. My landlord said, well, there's no point in using whatever your solar lights, putting them out. They're not going to charge. There's no sun. And I said, they charge. They charge. They charge all the time. They light up every night, whether it's cloudy or not. It's not as strong as if you're right under a blue sky, right? But when the sky gets bright, like it is right now, there's vitamin D right there. That's necessary. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the meteorite, the Moldavite, I need to stretch. The sun's coming out. I need to stretch. My legs are aching right now. Sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I need to stretch. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Oh, it feels good. You know when it feels good, when it hurts and it feels good? That's the good hurt, right? Sometimes you gotta stretch yourself and it doesn't feel very comfortable, but it's good for you. And when you learn to know that that's a good hurt, right? Different as opposed to a bad hurt. Like when I was sitting there just now, I felt pain. I have this phantom pain that I'm feeling in my left leg. Left is my heart side, right? Moving forward. Not wanting to move forward in regards to a certain situation, or just sitting back on it too long, waiting too long, right? It's time to get moving. Correct for neutrality. I said I wanted to wrap it an hour, and we're at an hour right now. Correct for neutrality. A new start is coming. New moon. I got this last night myself. So, get stretching and get ready to roll. A new start is coming. Last message for those who chose the rainbow auraed black kyanite. The psychic, it is psychic protection. The shaman stone. Hold on, I'm gonna do the rest of this reading standing. And it is also freedom stone for me, right? Cutting karmic ties. It's also a hummingbird if you see it. Hummingbird says you will accomplish what might seem impossible to yourself as well as others. It says grab the sweetness in life, right? Lift your spirits. Do what you can to lift your spirits. Because when your spirits are lifted and you're happy, that's the energy that you emit. And it's infectious. It's contagious. Correct for neutrality. The sun is coming out. Woo! Sun's coming out. Here I am singing. Here we go. Come on. For those who chose the rainbow aura black kyanite hummingbird, what is the message? You know what's cool? Is it's really cold. Like not freezing cold, but it's really chilly, which is perfect for hiking. I don't like hiking when it's hot. I'm always hot. This is funny because I don't have a lot of time. I want to get rolling, right? Spirit's helping me out because here we have, again, oh, this is different. Now that's interesting. This is a Cuscus, and the message is calmness, but that's amazing. So one of them was a possum, right? One of them was a freeloader. Huh! I already know what this means to me. There are two that look alike. One's a freeloader, and one is a worker. The one that's the worker, I told you, was the very calm one that was doing the work, and the dirty hippie is the freeloader, right? So what's interesting about this little one, my daughter's in love with these. This is a sloth. It's a slow mover, very gentle. They rely on people to help them. If they're in a difficult place, they'll allow you to. They know they need your help because they can't move that quickly. They sleep a lot. They don't put out a lot of physical energy, which is interesting. Maybe you think somebody has not been caring for you. They haven't been social. They don't participate. Sometimes these ones self-isolate. They don't want to put their energy into others. What's going on out there, they choose instead to put their energy into other things. Sloth then is a dreamer. The dreamer does well with pairing up with a mover, a motivator, right? This is the dreamer. The dreamer is left alone. Dreaming is fine, but you've got to step away from your dream state and move into action, right? But this one doesn't move too quickly. It's kind of like the Knight of Pentacles, right? Looking at colors of his eyes, that's what I'm kind of seeing. It takes life slowly. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck, and I'm laughing about the runes here. I don't know what runes are, but I'm looking at, to me that looks like the Hanged Man or Hanged Woman, right? Which is introspection. So they are, I just heard in my head, and I've heard it before, I like to observe. It keeps me from getting in trouble. This one isn't going to make rash mistakes, rash moves. And then like an Aries, like me, a fast mover, or Sagittarius, will go, or Leo, will go running headlong into something, right? Aries, take the leap of faith, right? Here's the one that jumps. But I jump when Spirit tells me to jump. This one is slower to move. This one is cautious. So your message is telling you at this time, and I said right now, my energy is introspective. It's in, right? I'm pulling my energy in today. So, and I chose this one, right? This is one of I chose. So this is talking about don't making any rash decisions right now. This is about looking at all the opportunities in front of you, waiting and seeing, paying attention. Just like the possum was being told to do, right? Keep it calm. When you do make a step forward, you know where you're going, right? Before I choose, before I make my decision, I've got to take all of this into account. Everything that comes to me while I'm here. Before I came to Sedona, we had the Black Phoebe show up, and the Black Phoebe gives a time frame. The Black Phoebe said over the next 2 to 3 days, something occurs. And then after that, over the next 2 to 3 weeks, something will take place, and then you'll know where you're going and what you're doing. I'm here now in that 2 to 3 week time period. And that's kind of what the sloth is saying. Right now, you're looking at it all, you're weighing things out. This is, you all may be feeling this right now. We're downtime, right? We're waiting until the sun comes back, the weather gets warmer, the virus is contained, right? And so things are on delay. And that's what's going on. Things have gone as far as they can go right now. They're just gestating. They're processing. This is what this one is. This one is a processor. So that when I'm ready to go, I know that it's going to be a safe voyage. It's going to produce what it is that I wish. I'm going to be equipped because I'm going to know where I'm going, what I'm doing, and how I feel about it. There's no question. I don't have to ask others' opinion. I won't be asking others' opinion because as a hanged man or hanged woman, you are self-introspecting. It's like you're going to be going into the hermit stage as well, right? So, and also when you know what you're doing and you've looked at all the alternatives and you looked at all the options, I've got a lot of options in front of me, right? So you look at all the options in front of you, and when you finally make your choice, you're calm about it. And when you're calm about your decision, you know it's the right decision. So this one you can see is at a fork in the road, right? When you decide what it is that you truly want, I'm determined, I'm focused on this now. I'm going to make a commitment towards this. This is what I want. This is where I'm going. And now the universe comes together, spirit comes together to align things and rearrange things for you. They've already been rearranging things for me on this trip. It's amazing to watch. And you got to give them a little bit of time to do that, right? So they're rearranging things right now, actually, for the rockets of desire that I sent out before. And then you move forward a little bit, and then there might be a little bit of a temporary delay or stall, or maybe you're just going to move slowly towards it. But you're going to be committed to it. You're going to know. And it won't matter what anybody else says to you because you've already made up your mind. Once an Aries makes up her mind, there's no way, right? You won't change it. So it might feel to you that maybe this is someone in your life, or maybe this is what's going on right now for you, and you're feeling like, I don't have, like maybe lethargic, or they're lazy, or they don't care, or spirit doesn't care, or I feel like I should be doing something, right? Because I wonder, the card that was the rat race, right? I'm so used to that. I'm not used to downtime. Spirit says that when we tell you, like for me, you need to take a break. You are burned out. You've given enough. You now need to give back to yourself. You're depleted. You need to take care. You need, and they were telling me warning, warning, warning. Now I didn't know. I mean, I was told that this was going to happen. Didn't know this was what it was about, but I did know that something like this was going to happen. The last time I was in Sedona 2 years ago, I was told, be prepared, right? This is going to happen. This is a trial run because it's going to happen again in a different way, and it's going to be bigger. So I'm one that's on the rat race, the wheel, going 24/7. Go, 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 go. I work 24/7. I never go out. I never see anybody. There's nobody there I want to be around. I don't have a spiritual community. I don't know anybody there. And so I just work, and it's important for me to stay connected to spirit. It keeps my energy up, and I'm helping. But I was giving too much. It was too much. And if I had gotten to the place where I had gotten sick, my health is compromised, that would be a problem with what's going on, right? I never get sick. I have the strongest constitution. I come from a long line of long livers. My great-grandmother was 122, 123. My grandmother 98. I'll be we're strong. And we only are that way because we work hard. And what's interesting is I never get sick because I've been exposed to so much, which is spiritually what's happened to me over my lifetime. But I had like the 5-minute rule, right? Something's on the floor, I'll dust it off, I'll eat it, it's not a problem. I don't get sick, right? But this is different now. This is a chemically produced virus, right? That's meant to do certain things. It's different. So I've had to readjust myself too. When I was here, it's odd. I went out and I wasn't going to open any doors or any packages that I got. I got everything with gloves, right? And then I wiped everything down. I ripped the packaging off with gloves. I washed everything. I got to get used to doing that right now. It's precautionary. So this is it's the same thing with the downtime, and that you got to get used to it. It's not something you're used to. It's not something I'm used to. I keep thinking, I gotta go. No, you don't. So it takes a little while to get used to a slower pace. Sedona has a slower pace. California is insane. It's way too fast. I don't like cities. I don't do well there. I got from Spirit when I got here. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Right now, this is where you're supposed to be. Now, we all know that means this is where you're supposed to be right now. We're all right where we're supposed to be right now, unless Spirit says you're not, right? But I know that this energy and this pace and the nature, this is where I'm supposed to be. So taking this downtime to move slowly so that you can figure out where you're going to go. Maybe you do what I do. You come to a place of center and then you go out again into the world once you're recharged, right? So also this one, when they're trying to process and figure out what's going on or what you view everything that's in front of them, the facts, the manipulation, the lies, they look at everything, right? And then they plan their strategy. They're strategists. They're mental movers. They move things with their mind, right? And then they act. They know when to act. Look at those eyes. Those eyes are like an owl. They're always watching. So it's telling you whatever it is that you're thinking of doing, approach it one thing at a time, slowly. Keep it simple, right? And recognize there's a difference between calm, slow movement, inertia, than laziness. It's not the same thing. Difference. I just heard difference of opinion, okay? You guys are entitled to your opinion. I'm channeling. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the Angel Aura'd, Black Kyanite, Hummingbird. Fake it till you make it. This is awesome. I love this. We all wear masks all the time. We have to you put on a brave face, right? Like when I first started doing these readings, I was terrified. What if I'm going to forget my words? What if? And I project a very confident, outgoing image, right? But I have insecurities too that other people don't see. There are certain things that affect me emotionally very deep that you wouldn't understand. Sometimes people make it look like it's very easy for them to do something when they've actually worked very, very, very hard to get to that place. It didn't just happen overnight. They didn't get to that place just overnight. There are some people that come into the world and they're just blessed with certain things, right? But they are not blessed with everything. So this is telling you, nobody knows how you're feeling underneath. You can walk into a room and you can present an image. And even though you're shaken inside, they won't know that. Now, I'm able to see through people, which makes them very uncomfortable. They can project an image to everybody else, and I look at them and I think, why are you doing that? You're acting like a fool. It's so obvious that this isn't even who you are. Like, what are you doing? But they're doing that because they're uncomfortable. They're in an environment that they don't feel comfortable, and they're trying to not show that, right? They don't want them, don't ever let them see you sweat. Because if they know what your Achilles heel is, they're going to attack it, right? So this is fake it till you make it. This is connecting to your highest self because you're down in here, right? But this is who you really are. Call on your spirit team to help you with whatever it is that you need to do. 45 might be a significant number. It might be an age. It might mean something specific to somebody. 4 and 5 together is 9. And it says you've got everything you need, light worker, in order to move forward on your spiritually illuminated path. Stop procrastinating. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. 9 is also, you're almost at the end, right? It's almost time to go. 10 is the end, which means the new beginning. So you're right there. You could, the divorce papers are just about to be go through. Not filed, go through. You're just about to hand in you've already handed in your resignation. You're about to pack your stuff in your desk and leave. You're about to leave your home. You're about to move. Whatever it is, you are literally on the eve of it happening, right? Change. Whatever this change is. It's almost there. It's almost upon you. So you may have been waiting for a while and you're like, what the hell? It's almost there. Correct for neutrality. Correct for neutrality. A new start is coming, right? Look how much is left before that's completely covered. That's an interesting message. There's only a sliver left before the sun is completely covered and the eclipse happens. A new start is coming. New moon. This is when you put out your wishes. So get ready, put out your wishes, get them. This is when you get busy listening. Oh, wow, I just picked up something else. I'll have to show it to you. I guess it was at the bottom of the deck. No, it wasn't. Wow, how did that go away? I must have shuffled and not thought of it. I just do it automatically to clear my cards. But the Cuscus, or the Cuscus, which is interesting, because isn't that like type of vegetable, right? Isn't it like it's like a barley type thing? The new moon is coming where you're going to put out your new moon wishes, and you've only got a little bit of time, so you're processing it right now. This is what you're figuring out, what you've been doing. You're what is it that I like? What is it that's not working? What is it that I would prefer? Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? Get that clear, because you don't have much time to make your choice, right? It's going to happen. And when I went to look down, I saw loyalty. Loyalty. How loyal are you to your path? And who is loyal to you? Who is going to walk your spiritual path with you? Who's going to support you? Who are your true friends? Are you a true friend to another? Dog, loyalty, best friend, protection, friendship, devotion. It's also telling you spend a little time with your dog, right? A little more time, especially right now. You've got time. Play with them. Take him out for a walk. He loves you. It's also telling you that if you've had a dog that's passed into spirit, he's saying, hello, I am loyal. I'm always with you. I will always be with you. I walk next to you, always. I've got your back. It's also telling you that somebody's got your back. Somebody has got your back right now. Something's about to change. You're about to have illumination in regards to something. All right, that's it, you guys. We're at a wrap. I'm going to upload this. I guess I should have said my website is www.theangelswhisper.com. My email address is sherrycolumbus@yahoo.com. If you would like help with a private reading, I'm doing them here and I'm on fire. I would be honored. And if you like this, please click the like, subscribe, and share. Your comments are great. I like them. I answer them all. I appreciate them. There's a couple right now that have been blocked by YouTube. YouTube said that they're going to be doing that, and it was I need to answer it. It's nothing wrong with the comment. So if I haven't answered you, that I haven't been able to quite yet. But I got to get going. My legs are starting to ache again. Talk to you soon. Love you.